Many people hated on AC Odyssey for their own reasons. There wasn't a hidden blade, it was too magical or mystical, the DLCs had no real payoff besides more legendary gear, there was not real freedom of choice. Hell, I've had my own criticisms. The Cult of Cosmos should have been more lethal. Cassandra really could have been the main character by herself. Alexio should have been able to come out of the game and marry me, and so on. And I must say that most of the criticism I mentioned here isn't hate, just players expressing their opinions on an entry to a franchise that they care deeply about. But for all of its criticisms, there are some things that make Odyssey special, things that make it a solid game. It seems odd, but hear me out for a second. The story of the Battle of the 300 is so historical and compelling, making Leonidas that much more interesting. Though he isn't a main character, his speech, his fight, his aura is intriguing. And not only that, but he makes the best grandpa there. The reason I mention him as one of the things that Ubisoft got right is because it reminds me of the OG games, where legacy is an attributing factor to the story, and allowing the player to level up his spirit to upgrade our fighting abilities is something I know I personally look forward to every time. There are two protags in this game, Cassandra and Alexios. They are brother and sister, and depending on who you choose, the other becomes the antag, whom you can either work to save or end. As you play as the protagonist, you are a strong force in the Greek world, a mercenary for hire, using your demigod-like strength to overcome the strongest enemies with ease. There is something special about you, a bloodline that is so feared that an entire cult is dedicated to eradicating it. You gather friends along the way who cheer you on, who will fight for you and with you, and then there's some you will lose. A strong character with the potential to still have a heart of gold, depending on how you play. Facing gods, mythical creatures, and literally going through hell and back, but yet never folding, never backing down, unless you rage quit. Even though our protagonist is a mighty warrior, they must decide in the end who they will fight for, family or for hire. Because on the flip side of things, you could also be arrogant. You could only help those who pay you the right amount of money. You may make friends, you find your family, but in the end, it's only you. A brilliant play by Ubisoft was allowing us to choose who we wanted to be. An assassin with a pure heart who loves those around them and seeks to find an end to the evil. Or a narcissistic mercenary who works for the right price and lives by the sword. And I couldn't talk about all the great things about Odyssey without mentioning the atmosphere of the game. There is a certain aesthetic that I believe every open world game should have, and Odyssey has that, and respectfully is one of the reasons why I love the Assassin's Creed series. The ability to make a player feel like they are immersed into that time period, like we ourselves are in the Animus, is what makes it beautiful. I personally just climb up the mountains and look at all the pretty trees and flowers and scenery because I am just a girl after all. I mean, look at Corinth, or Elysium, or Atlantis. It's just so pretty. So, for all the things that were wrong, or could have been better, we can't negate the beauty that is Assassin's Creed Odyssey.